Hi. So this is an intro video for the Do What You Love project, and I was finding that this is kind of background information about why I'm doing what I'm doing. That I'd rather just give you the information before the class, so we can use class time for more relational stuff. But just this is just so you can have an idea of why I'm doing this, what my vision is, where it came from, what the foundations are, and all that. So so this is kind of like the first mini class, but just a little video. Okay, I am currently getting a master's. It's a 4-year master's in process work. And process work is a branch of psychology, a very alternative branch of psychology that came out of Jungian psychology, but also out of quantum physics and Taoism and shamanism. And so those are kind of the foundational pillars, and I'm happy to give you more information about process work. We learn process work in my class. This is kind of like the book on process work that I recommend to people if you just kind of want to get a basic understanding of the foundations and the concepts. Yeah, I could talk about process work for a long time. It's close to my heart, and it's really an awareness practice, and focusing on the different levels of what's happening and doing our best to nurture the things that get repressed and suppressed, to nurture them up to the surface and see them for their beauty. And they often get pushed down because of cultural or personal biases or traumas that we've had, and we kind of make parts of ourselves or each other wrong. And usually those are like the most beautiful, innocent parts of us that really, really need expression. And so that's kind of, in my opinion, what the magic and of process work is, and nurturing it to come out in like the most gentle and obvious way that it's actually already trying to come out. So that's like the basic thing about process work. Now, I have always personally had a thing around career. And I'm just going to tell you my personal story around my career, and that's where I'm going to start. So I was raised by parents who were successful in the working world. They were both very smart, and I was also pretty successful as a student growing up. And so I had this kind of implanted or ingested opinion about myself that because people saw me as a success, I should choose a career that was going to be successful. So, of course, I was going to be a doctor. Now, this didn't come out of any like internal like I want to be a doctor, or I love blood, or I want to cut up cadavers in school, or like anything like that. No, it came out of my parents want to see me be successful. I have the potential to be successful. I should make a lot of money. Who are the successful people in the world? Doctors and lawyers. Would I be a good lawyer? No, because I like to be nice to people. Right now I'm developing a little bit of a lawyerness in myself, but basically doctor, help people. That sounded good. I like to help people and I want to make a lot of money. Be a doctor. So I went to college, and everything fell apart. I hated my classes. I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't stand my biology classes. And then all of a sudden these terrible things started to happen to me. I got into well, first of all, I got held up at knife point. And then within a week, I got into my one and only car accident of my whole life. And I mean, the story, how much of the story do I tell you? Basically, it kind of woke me up and shook me up. I wound up working in a library, and strangely enough, my childhood dream takes place in a library, and that's the earliest dream that I can remember that really stands out. And so I'm working in the library, and I'm working at the front desk, And the library was a result of those two traumas, the knife point and that car accident. And I was like, I need a safe life. I need a safe job. So, because those were job related, I was delivering pizza during both of those accidents. And so I wind up in the library. I'm working at the front desk. I open up. I just have a Joseph Campbell book. I open it up to some random page. This is pretty much how I read. I just open books up to random pages, and I see three words. They just like jump out of the book at me, and it says, "Follow your bliss." And my whole world goes like this. Whoa, 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 whoa. And I'm like, follow your bliss. What a concept. Three words changed my life. I drew a little cartoon, Amy, and like ahead of me, like a little heart-shaped person with legs. It said bliss, and it was kind of going down the path of my life, and I'm just kind of running up behind it. And I changed everything. I dropped my biology thing. I dropped pre-med. I decided to take classes only in things that I loved. I was going to follow my bliss. So I took pottery, I took dance classes, I took guitar lessons, and I took religion. I became a Eastern religions major, basically. Um, and and so and then I graduated college. What am I going to do? I don't know. I'll apply for jobs or apprenticeships doing things that I love. Pottery and boat building, and there were a couple different things. Anyway, pottery is what worked. So I became a potter. And so I've just always followed my bliss. That's just what I do. Things come into my life and I choose them when they come. You know, these things get presented. I'm looking for them. I'm waiting for them. I'm assessing when things aren't feeling right. And then I jump. I do it. If I just know it when the right opportunity is there. So it just became my religion when I was really pretty young in college, 19. My religion is following my bliss. And then, you know, it's like you grow up in society, and then I feel very privileged. I mean, I am very privileged that I got to do that. I don't know if that's something that's really available to everybody, if there's consensus reality, life circumstances that definitely prevent people from doing that. I don't know. I mean, I think people can live on very little if they really want to. So, anyway, it's my dream to figure this out and to offer this program to anybody who wants it and thinks that it can make a difference in their life. And basically what it is, the program is about using process work to unpack the riddle of our lives, right? To look at major life events, at mythic relationships and relationship patterns, to look at addictions and addictive tendencies, to look at chronic body symptoms, which is our body's way of dreaming and bringing messages to us. Body symptoms are just amazing. I know that sounds ridiculous, but they are. And dreams and memories, early dreams and memories. And also, okay, so those things are going to help our life myth rise to the surface and crystallize. And then we get this idea about what we're really here for, what we're really in this life working on. That is very empowering because it usually there's a part of us that we've kind of been for a long time marginalizing and pushing down, and tries to come up in certain ways. We push it down and it tries to come up. And this kind of struggle is what shows up in our body symptoms, in our relationships. It's like, no, I don't want to be that way. Here I am in a relationship with you. No, I don't like that. Here I am in the energy of your body symptom. I don't like that part of myself. Here I am in your dreams. And so it just keeps trying to get up. And so what we can do with this part, the marginalized part, is find it and find a way to tweak it and nurture it so it can blossom. And then we're in our power and we can be fully alive. I'm getting emotional about this because it's just the most amazing thing. that we can do for ourselves. And this is what I want to offer to people. Okay, so actually I had written a lot of stuff. I thought I was going to be reading, but it just all kind of came out. One thing I'll just tell you is that like there's something crazy like 80 or 85% of job dissatisfaction worldwide, globally. Like people are unhappy with the thing that they're doing for most of their waking hours. 40 waking hours or more, or even 30 or 20 of your waking vital life doing something that you don't actually enjoy and maybe you resent and you're just doing it to pay bills, that's like throwing your precious life away. And I don't want people to do that anymore. So anyway, I want to make this a big, widespread program that really makes a big difference in the world. That's what I want to do. I want it to be a reality TV show. I want people to like catch fire with this and start really shifting what they do, and following their true natures, their love. Okay, so I'm just checking my notes here because I've been all over the place. I think I pretty much told you almost everything. Okay, here's the last one, is that, or the last thing I want to tell you right now is that my main thing in life is that I feel like I am here to be a warrior. I'm noticing my red nose from crying. Rudolph the red-nosed. Okay, so anyway, I'm here to be a Rudolph warrior against what we call in process work the inner critic. And the inner critic is like an internalized voice that pushes us down and keeps us from really living to our potential. It's like, really was there probably to protect us in the first place, but now it becomes a limiting voice that holds us back. And people say things all the time like, I'm mad at myself, I don't like myself. And I like to tease that out and say there's an internalized voice in me that is putting me down. Maybe we can have a discussion. So I work a lot with the inner critic because I just think it's so important that we empower ourselves and get all of our parts to have equal voices instead of the inner critic running the show. This is a big problem, that the inner critic tends to run the show. So along with working on the inner critic and working on our direct relationship with that, I have a practice that I developed called the ancient art of self-love. How can you develop something that's ancient? I don't know, but I'm just connecting to what I believe is kind of pre-industrial revolution self-care. I think that something happened. I don't know why. I think this is my hypothesis, my theory, is that during the Industrial Revolution, people just started selling out and taking these jobs that they didn't want, and then all of a sudden you had to buy all these things, and life became this big commercial mess. But before then, people knew how to take care of themselves and to love themselves. So every week in my class, we do, I give homework that is a self-love task. And sometimes it's connected to synchronicities, like when this happens in the world, then you do this. Sometimes it's connected, it's just a daily practice, which are only usually just 1 minute long, so just 1 minute. And then sometimes it's a weekly practice. So anyway, I give a homework of 1 a week, and that's gotten really good feedback. People really love the self-love homework. Of course, we all need more self-love to battle the bigger inner critic. And so there's that. And then the structure of the class is we check in, maybe we do a little meditation to arrive, and then we do one piece of process work theory every week. So you'll just learn one piece of process work theory. And then I give you the self-love task and make sure everybody understands it. And then we usually do 1 or 2 exercises that are often in dyads or small groups. I'm really proud of my exercises. They're fun, and it's beautiful to see people doing them. I'm so happy because this is what I love, and I am doing what I love. So anyway, we do my great exercises, and then you'll have a variety of things that you get to take home that become these talismans for you. like little art projects or drawings, little sculptures that you make, maybe a song that you write, or a poem. You also will be writing your life myth. So you're I love my program. So you're going to be writing the fairy tale of your life. Based on the exercises that we do. We write like 1 or 2 sentences a week, or 1 or 2 sentences per exercise that we do. That's it, everybody. That's it. That's enough for now. 15 minutes or so, introduction to the class. I really hope that you can join us and be a part of this movement. After you go through the first class, then there is a continuing class, a continuing kind of advanced practice class where we go deeper into some of the areas and continue to support each other. So it's not only a class, but it's a support community. And that's what we need, is a support community. So I hope you'll join us.